Before mortals named kings or raised temples, Cerilia belonged to three peoples, woven from the world itself: the Sidhelien, the dwarves, and the halflings. In that elder harmony, the land's living magic, mebhaighl, breathed through river and root, forge and stone, twilight and dream. No thrones, no creeds, only craft, song, and balance. The coming of humankind and the later cataclysm at Mount Dizmar cracked that balance. Faith bent raw magic toward gods and prayer. Borders replaced groves, and the veil to the shadow world warped. The Firstborn endured, but their dominion thinned into memory. This is their story at twilight: what they were, what they kept, and what the ages took. The Sidhelien are not a people of flesh and faith so much as spirit and mebhaighl. Born of the land's animating current, they grew realms rather than built them. Canopies braided into citadels, silverwood halls tuned to the wind. Magic to them is breath, art is law, and the forest is both city and sanctum. They needed no gods. In the Elder Order, divinity was simply nature understood. Curiosity greeted the first human settlers, but axes and altars soon followed. Fields cut into ancient glades, roads scarred migration paths, and temples asserted will where song once persuaded. The elves resisted not from malice but from stewardship. Every felled tree was a wound, every quarry a scar. When Dizmar detonated, the divine shock weakened the very currents the elves relied upon. They did not begin to die as men do, but they felt decay, fraying edges where once there had been seamless life. In retreat, the Sidhelien sealed what they could save. In Tuarhievel, veiled beneath the Urbanian forest, time slows and the old paths still answer to music. In the luminous fastness of the Sealvood, Queen Izaeli has barred humankind entirely, trying to preserve an unsullied fragment of before. At Tuarhievel, the border to the shadow world bleeds into the boughs. Survivors there have grown strange and watchful, guardians of a mourning forest. Their splendor endures, but as twilight rather than dawn. Fewer voices, dimmer currents, older griefs. They do not forgive easily, not gods for meddling, nor mortals for mistaking ownership for belonging. Yet some among them still study the world of men with wary hope, remembering that even fading light can kindle. The dwarves are the world's craftsmen, wrought of stone and tempered in fire. In the vaulted deeps of the Iron Peaks, their overkingdom Baruk-Azhik rings with anvils and oath songs. Where elves weave the living green, dwarves bind the enduring hard. Galleries true to the grain of granite, bridges keyed to mountain weight, runes locking purpose into every joint. Labor is prayer in these halls. Perfection is not a summit, but a curve, each strike refining craft and character together. Memory is their law. A wall stands not because it is tall, but because ancestors set each stone with intent. Slow to anger and slower to forget, they will trade fairly with the surface, but betrayal earns a vengeance measured in generations. The fall of the Old Order did not break them. Dizmar shook caverns and thinned a few bright veins, yet the deeps held. In canon now, Overthane Grim Greybeard leads the free dwarves, and watches Orogs and Ornsheglian on every border, while masters of the foundries nurse the last seams of Moraskor and rare ores into unmatched steel. Commerce sustains, tradition preserves, duty binds. Fewer hands answer the forges each century, and some deepholds stand silent. But mountains endure, and so do dwarves. When the last marble court has weathered to dust, somewhere beneath Baruk-Azhik a hammer will still fall true, the earth remembering itself with every ring. The halflings are threshold folk. Once passing freely between Cerilia and its dim reflection, the shadow world. In that gentler era, they ferried dreams, tidings, and lost spirits. Neither mighty nor martial, yet indispensable to harmony. The severing came with Daismar. Divine shock warped the mirror realm into a place of echo and fear, and the veil hardened. Most halflings were stranded on the mortal side. Those who still slipped the edges do so as if through grief. They adapted with quiet genius. Inns became way stations of sanity, farms little sanctuaries where laughter proves stronger than dread. They barter, mediate, and listen. Some keep a remnant gift, a sense for thin places, a knack for stepping sideways when danger hunts, but they veil it in humility. Beneath easy smiles, they remember. Their songs hide the old road names. Their candle rites mimic starlight over shadow meadows no mortal now can safely walk. Wizards study them. Priests underestimate them. Travelers rely on them. They rarely speak of loss, but they practice its antidotes. Warmth, story, and shared bread. In a world divided by blood and right, halflings keep the smaller promises that hold life together. They are not a power to fear, but a memory to lose at our peril. A reminder that balance lives as much in hearthlight as in high magic. Once mebhaighl saturated the world like dawn mist, unclaimed, uncommanded, and everywhere. Elven song guided it. Dwarven stonework resonated with it. Halfling passage carried it between realms. Then belief arrived. Prayer and pantheon bent that current toward divine channels, reshaping flow into rites and dogma. Arcane practice survived, but as technique layered over a diminished tide. The Sidhelien felt the loss first. Groves that had sung fell silent, rivers dulled, woven laws frayed. The dwarves sensed the earth's pulse slow and answered with endurance rather than lament, tightening craft to meet a thinner song. For the halflings, the tragedy was severance. When the shadow warped, the safe road home closed, and magic tasted of memory more than motion. Over ages, power pooled in sources. Old forests, mountain crowns, forgotten glades, that wizards could husband and rulers could contest. Realm magic remained possible where currents were strong, but the easy chorus of the elder days was gone. What had been life became resource. What had been shared became owned. Magic persists, but it seldom sings. If there is blame, the Firstborn place it not on malice but on misalignment. Faith that looks upward without listening downward. The remedy, if any, is patience, stewardship, and fewer demands from the living world that sustains us all. The great elven redoubts hold, thinner and brighter than ever. Tuarhievel veils itself beneath the Urbanian, its court working subtle politics between sorrow and necessity. The Sealvode, under Queen Isaeli, has become a sealed perfection, a museum of the possible preserved against the probable. At Tuarhievel, twilight bargains keep the border with the shadow world from consuming all. Beneath, Baruk-Azhik keeps the beat. Trade with Anwirian neighbors, vigilance against Orog hordes, careful warding where the Gorgon's shadow touches the deeps, each duty set like keystones. The Overthane rules by consensus hammered into law, and a dwindling people makes work that will outlast them. The halflings have no sovereign banners left to count, and that is their genius. They bind duchies with roads of trust, a neutral inn in Endia, a river market on the mebhaighl, a caravan kitchen where enemies set spears aside for stew. A few gifted souls still feel the veil stir on solstice nights. Most keep the balance the ordinary way, with comfort offered exactly when it's needed. Together, these remnants preserve Cerilia's memory. Elves keep beauty, dwarves keep endurance, halflings keep kindness. Their strength is not in numbers but in example. And sometimes at the hinge of night and dawn, the wind through silverwood, the hum of a deep forge, or a child's laugh by a lamplit door carries an older harmony, reminding the land what it once was. The Firstborn endure, but as constellations at dawn. The Sidhelien walk their green vaults like living memories. The dwarves answer emptier halls with steadier hands. The halflings keep hearths alight where empires forget why they rule. Mebhaighl still flows, yet softly. The elder chorus now a few clear notes. Cerilia belongs to mortals now, but the world remembers through its elders. Whispering forests, patient mountains and warm doorways are their scriptures. Balance, craft and grace their commandments. Lose them, and we lose the measure by which power is judged. Next episode, we leave Twilight for Nightmare. The Tuarhievel, scions twisted by Azrael's last curse. From the stone-hearted Gorgon to the Chimera, spider and serpent, we'll trace how divine inheritance can sour, and why their immortal hungers still shape the map of fear in Cerilia.